Hi everyone, today I'm going to be addressing a very popular question, which is whether you should be getting an attorney when you have a workers' compensation injury. Before I really get started, I just want to apologize ahead of time because there is construction going on next door, but I wanted to get this video out because I think it's important and a lot of you are asking this question. So before you can determine whether you need an attorney, first of all, you need to understand what a workers' compensation injury is. It's an injury that takes place while you are in the course and scope of your work. So if you're at work or if you are doing work on behalf of an employer, that is enough with certain exceptions that exist in the law. So generally speaking, that's enough. And then if you think about what an injury is, if it can be healed with a Band-Aid or an aspirin, it's not an injury. If you need treatment outside of that, if your doctor indicates that you have work restrictions or takes you off work, then generally that's going to be enough to constitute an injury under the law. So once you know that you have a workers' compensation injury, do you get an attorney? I'm not going to be the kind of attorney that says, yes, every time you need an attorney no matter what. It just depends. A lot of times people probably will need an attorney because things get complicated really quickly in a workers' compensation case. So if you have, this is going to be blunt, but if you have an employer, an insurance carrier, or an adjuster from a third-party administrator that is just jerking you around, then I would recommend you at least look into getting an attorney because attorneys are used to dealing with these people and we know how to deal with them in court. So that can be very helpful. Also, I'll give you a little tip, and that is that judges generally don't like dealing with injured workers who are in pro per, which means without an attorney. A lot of people are not going to be happy that I'm saying this, but it's true. I've seen some knockdown, drag-out fights at court between judges and applicants or injured workers who are not represented. So a judge is likely going to be a little more favorable in your case if you have an attorney, and the reason is because the judge and the attorneys, they're speaking the same language. And a lot of times judges get frustrated because they understand what the law requires and what is needed, and injured workers usually don't understand what the judges are talking about or why the standards are what they are. So there's a frustration level there that exists. Also, the injured workers are frustrated because a lot of times you all have you come to the table with a certain set of understandings. Sometimes that comes from TV shows or it comes from commercials that you see or that you hear over the radio, and it can be really confusing. So if you have an attorney who is able and willing to explain these things to you, it's going to be a lot less frustrating for you. But that assumes that you have an attorney who will return your phone calls and your emails and actually explain to you what the law is. So that's where I think being picky about your attorney is really helpful and important. So I recommend that if you decide that you need an attorney or want an attorney, you talk to your attorney either face-to-face or over the phone, your actual attorney, not a paralegal, not a secretary. You need to talk to the actual attorney. And if you don't have a law office where they're willing to get you in touch with the attorney, him or herself, that is a red flag. You do not want that. As a bonus, attorneys usually help injured workers settle their cases for far more than what they would normally settle for. So that is good for you. Anyway, that's my response, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I leave my contact information below. You can always call me. You can always email me, and we can set up a phone conference for times that I'm not in court. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already done so for future videos. All right, I will see you in the next one.